Okay, everyone, Weird Alicorn is back. Another, what do you call these? Reading fan fictions. Today I'm going to be reading a story called Not the Dentist by The Notebook. And I'll probably have a link in the description for this. Relatively short, and it's completed stories with only one chapter. So, let's see. This is the first time I'm reading this, so let's see how I can muster through this. Okay, so Not the Dentist, parentheses, holes filled. I don't know what that means, but whatever. Minuet had always, since she was young, felt unknown. She was always told to go find a toothbrush or called Colgate. Okay. So she's called Colgate even though her name is Minuet. Okay. Why? She had no idea. All she could do was deal with the fact of it. Her name was Minuet and she built the clocks for her friend Clock Turner to use. Always the only one she could turn was... Always the only one she could turn. That's, I don't know, that's weird phrasing for me. Always the only one she could turn was her clock-working friend. What? This is weird. I don't know if these are typos or I just don't understand. Well, hourglasses really, but she never called them that. It let her keep her sanity. Standing on her wobbly legs like a newborn foal, Minuet trudged on shaky steps. She walked into the bathroom, even as she went on with her routine thoughts and pressure that never left the reclusive mirror came up. Oh my god, this is a run-on sentence. Too many words. Alright, I just want to say, long sentences don't make you a good writer. Knowing how to break them up into, like, thoughts that are easy to read does. I'm not insulting you, I'm just giving you advice, like, hey, this is a long freaking sentence, it doesn't need to be this long. Let me try this again. Standing on her wobbly blue legs like a newly born foal, Minuet trudged on with shaky steps as she walked into the bathroom, even as she went on with her routine thoughts, and pressure that never left the reclusive mare came up. In the form of memories, the mare began to float the brush up to her messy hair. Flashing back to her past, she remembered the schoolroom. Schoolroom, huh? Hey, Colgate. Why don't you use that mane to clean those nasty teeth of yours? All you need is a stupid brush. After all, the exercise will probably help. The ringleader, a pale brown Pegasus colt with a green tie, called out rudely as she walked in, making her lower her head as various fillies and colts laughed. Her blue form seemed to shrink under the hundreds of dark black shadows. Standing only a moment before sitting at the very back corner of the desk, she sulked for the rest of the day as she was insulted behind her back by the entire classroom, all except one brown colt that sat in front, silent, seeming to stare emotionless. Emotionless? I don't know, wouldn't it be seeming to stare emotionlessly? I don't know. At the other colt, who to Minuet's and his dismay was in fact the colt's twin brother. There's so many ideas going on right now, it's hard to keep up. So, she's having a flashback or something, I guess. And this brown colt is apparently the only guy that's nice to her, while this other Pegasus colt is like a douchebag or something. Okay, sitting in her desk as the teacher went on to start her lesson, began to fiddle. Lesson is spelled L-E-S-S-E-N. Just a minor typo, no big deal. Began to fiddle around with her springs of her pencil. What the Oh, okay, so she's like, it's probably like a pen then, unless it's a mechanical pencil. Then it's just like, she's popping she's going like this. She's going like, I guess that's what it means. Seeming to be taking interest in whatever and what hadn't let her down or hurt her at all, rather than the torture, as it hadn't started to get as bad yet. These sentences are hard to read. But it did, and my God. But it did. As always, Minuet sat inside during recess and waited in quiet, I guess. The teacher just a few feet away, which hadn't been that bad until... Colgate, would you like to go outside? Time froze. Minuet sat rigid and stiffer than a rock. So, even the teacher called her the wrong name. Pencil dropping on the floor, and her horn no longer seemed to glow with what little effort she had given to pick it up. Why me? Why must I always be antagonized? Or why was I always antagonized, rather? Minuet asked the thin air. Receiving no answer, she dropped the brush where she had been sulking the entire time as her flashback ended. Her eyes became puffy as tears started to stream down. Even as her door was being slammed on, she didn't move. Slammed on? She wasn't in the mood this morning. Though her heart said move, her mind refused. Wouldn't it be the other way around? Like, her mind said move, but her heart refused because her heart... whatever. Letting her focus on the pain. Normal... Whoa. These sentences are crazy. Letting her focus on the pain. Normal, really, as she cried every morning, not just from being scared, but from the fear of the hate that filled the outside world, that the world outside her threshold. But from the fear of the hate that filled the world outside her threshold. Okay. Waiting, watching, trying to lure her outside. She sat listening to the beating on the front door. Someone was hollering, but she couldn't hear them. The only voices were those of laughter in her head. I'm having a really hard time understanding this story right now. Alright. Minuet had just turned 9. Another flashback, I guess. Minuet had just turned 9 and had for the first time built up the courage and invited 4 fillies over for a party. And everything went fine, of course. But when she opened the large box that the fillies had brought... Okay, that's just the thought ended. But when she opened the large box that the fillies had brought... Period. Okay. Just don't finish that. Oh, it's in the next sentence. Okay. She had been too crushed and shattered to respond. Okay, why not just make that one whole sentence? Whatever. In the box was a few tubes of mint-flavored toothpaste. Colgate dreaded this, where nickname came from a large toothbrush. What the fuck is going on with this story? I don't understand. Her little courage deflated as she ran up the stairs and into her room. Her sobs silent. What? Her sobs silent. What? She was sobbing silently, I guess, as she was left alone, hearing only laughter and insults towards her. She continuously sobbed. What the hell is going on? Her day had gone horribly from there on, and she sulked about the fact of it until dusk. Okay, that was when she looked outside to find a strange sight. The little brown colt carrying some kind of wooden object in his overstuffed saddlebag. Okay. Apparently he was coming towards her house. For a moment she was disheartened as she was forced by her mother to go downstairs and greet the colt. Hi, Minuet. My brother Cackleback. Okay. Was being a jerk, so I wanted to apologize for all the things he had said to insult you. When you sat by the window, you looked really pretty. I mean, pretty sad. Okay. I noticed you were pretty sad, and this may or may not seem strange, but you looked like you were watching your own life pass by. To distract you from that, I thought I would get you this. Oh my god, these sentences, man. Maybe I just can't read. Maybe that's it, but it seems like they're really oddly phrased. And this, like, apparently this guy just saw her in the window and was like, hey, you look sad. And I guess he has a crush on her. The small colt said, pulling out a large hourglass and setting it in front of Minuet. I like to watch them, and this one I actually made, and I got this. Whoa, okay, that was a weird sentence. I like to watch them, and this one I actually made, and I got this. What? He said, turning to show her his hourglass cube. Okay, so I like to watch them. Them as in hourglasses. And this one I actually made, so he actually made that hourglass. And I got this, which he refers to as cutie mark. That could have been phrased much better. Minuet shuffled her hooves and thought of what to do. Quietly taking the hourglass, she looked him straight in the eye. Instead of getting mad like he thought the filly would, she had cried. I have no idea what's happening. Thank you, she said, her voice cracking as she turned embarrassed. Could I ask your name? You never get called in class or really stick near anyone. Would it be any pony? Minuet continued quietly. My name's Time Turner, he said, nodding her a goodbye. My head hurts reading this. I'm sorry, you probably worked really hard on this story, but it's, oh my god, it's giving me a headache trying to read these sentences. It both hurt and felt warming to remember the grace of those hard moments. Time Turner had become her light in the black river of lost. It's very Shakespearean. He had become her light in the black river of lost. He was always in her mind, her one shiny gear and a set of black rusty springs. This is getting so melodramatic. Which is great, you know. Sometimes you need that. Sometimes you like to hear pretty phrases like that. He was her stallion in shining armor when she got like this. Even though she was sexually harassed whenever she went outside alone. Wait, when did this happen? Sexually harassed? What the fuck? When did this happen? Sexually harassed? I didn't even get that from the previous, whatever. Another break in the text. Just 2 days after getting her cutie mark, Minuet was accused of faking her cutie mark by none other than those same 4 mares. Of course, she still had no friends here, so all alone, she was harassed by stallions to see who could slap the fake off her. You punched the highlights out of her hair. You punched the highlights out of her hair. For those next 3 years, she had constant bruises on her flanks from swipes and slaps at them. That's not like sexually harassed. That's just being like physically like harassed. I don't even know, assaulted pretty much. Even some adults had been dared to. What? These are some shitty ass adults picking on a little girl. That had been the last straw. Colgate, quote unquote Colgate, was a laughingstock rumored to have a fake cutie mark. She had gone from getting hygiene insults to slut and hey, want something put in that flank? Oh my lord. It crushed her, it made her small, and worst of it all, What? It crushed her, it made her small, and worst of it all. Period. Finish your thoughts, man. Come on. That's not how a sentence works. Unless, like, you wanted to rhyme it? I don't even know. It made it her small, and worst of it all. I'm just gonna read it like that's not a period there and just continue on with the sentence. It crushed her, it made her small, and worst of it all, everyone but 3 people didn't put her in the proverbial grinder. Wait, hold up. Is this like an anthro? Like, are they supposed to be all humans? Or I didn't read it. I didn't read the description. So because it says all the people, all but 3 people. So I guess they must all be like anthro or humans, whatever. Well, then why is he still calling her stout? I don't know. I don't get it. Because she called him stallion and they call him colts and stuff, and yet apparently they're people. How does that work? At age 12, Minuet only left the house with her parents on the other side, if not her only friend in the world, Time Turner. She was scared of everything so much as it looked at her with anything but a smile. That had been a rare luxury. Okay, so her life's shit. We get it. Oh my god, how much more of this? Okay, this is the last bit. Almost finished. Minuet Celestia. So help me, I will break down the door. What? Okay, so he's saying, Minuet Celestia, so help me, I will break down the door. Okay. What's wrong? Time Turner's voice called from outside, obviously distressed. Standing shakily, Minuet made her way to the door and walked out of the bathroom, still a mess, opening the front door and stepping back as it burst open, and she was in a warm embrace. Once again, just too many thoughts in a sentence. Her tears only flowed out faster as she cried into Time Turner's shoulder, her voice close to shattering as 18 years of bullying and shunning came out completely. Time Turner kept her tight as she cried. From here, I'm here now, Minuet. It's all going to be fine now, okay? He soothed as she started to dry the tears, and a few teardrops of blood? What the blood fell from her dry, puffy red eyes. Jesus. Crying blood. Holy crap. Sorry for wetting your shoulder. Time Turner. She whimpered silently as instead of an apology, was greeted with a long, passionate kiss that dried any last tears. What? She whimpered silently as instead of an apology, was greeted with a long, passionate kiss that dried many tears. Why would she be getting an apology? She's the one giving the apology right there. She says, sorry for wetting your shoulder, Time Turner. I don't understand. As she became fully comforted, her, that's literally what it says, as she became fully comforted her by this tan brown stallion with every passion being the same as hers. Will you let me be your comfort and lover? I can't stand you being like this. You're a big gear in the clock of time and life, and the biggest in this old mechanical heart, he said, pulling away. I want to see your smiles, not your tears. I want to hear your laughs, not your cries. I want to be able to feel you, put the winding key in my heart as it beats against you. Oh, that was pretty good. Pretty good imagery right there. Time Turner said, in no way joking about any of it. Speechless, Minuet held her breath. Hear a key to winding his heart? A key winding to his heart? Was he truly asking this of her? But, ... No. No more buts. Could she let him be what she thought of him as a loud gulp in public? Oh, okay. So she's like saying, oh, he's gonna be my girl, oh, my boyfriend or whatever. But she's like, he's going to be allowed in public. Please say you will, he said as he looked her in the eye. I'm... ... Yes, Time Turner, I will. Holy shit. Okay, that's the end of it, guys. So apparently, Minuet, quote unquote Colgate, and Time Turner hooked up in this fic, and that is all I got out of it. She was apparently sad because bullies. It just, I'm sorry, but this wasn't the greatest fic. This needs editing. The ideas are there, but it needs editing severely. Not to say that I'm the best writer. I don't presume that I am, but come on, just proofread your stuff a little bit. Or if you actually think this is how it's supposed to be read, then maybe I just don't like your style. Maybe that's it. I don't know. But good effort. I'm glad to have read this, I guess, and I'll see you guys later.